A very good evening to all. I'm Smriti Shah and I will be taking up the session for social issues. So I am expecting and I'm assuming that all of you are appearing for interview, right? It's the session for interview. Okay? So one thing you need to realize before we begin with social issues, that this is something which is going to be asked. And what is the framework or what is the boundary which can be made around this is not defined. Because there can be any kind of question which can be asked from this area of social issues. So now you need to understand that what is the demand with respect to interview to address this issue of social. See, I would not delve into the details that how you're supposed to appear for this interview, but yes, with respect to social issues, I would like to put forth my point very clearly. This is my personal opinion that when we are appearing for this interview, there are few dimensions which are being clearly witnessed. That is your communication skills, your analytical skills and problem solving approach, and your domain knowledge. Now with respect to this communication skills and domain knowledge, we would not be talking about, but we would definitely be talking about this analytical skills and problem solving approach. See, you're going to be a future administrator. So there are certain basic things, ingredients which are expected from you. One, that with respect to any factual information, whether it is with respect to your economy, polity, IR, you can afford to say, sorry sir or ma'am, I'm not aware of it. But when it comes down to social issues, you cannot take that risk. Because it is something which is of the society, of which you yourself are a part of. Do you have this clarity that what do we mean by social issues? Why am I saying that? Because the moment you realize that what do we exactly mean by social issues, you know where to draw the line and how much you have to study with respect to any particular issue that you are facing. Now, randomly, what do you think is social issue? That is confronting society. That is the most cliche statement. Okay. Now, what are the issues which are confronting society? Under what headings can you, because now we cannot take up randomly. Interviews are approaching. You have to be very strategic with respect to your preparation. You do not have ample amount of time and witnessing every social dimension, reading newspapers every day and highlighting what are the social issues. So just tell me the broad dimension under which the social issues can be categorized. Women issues. Caste issues. What else? Keep saying. See, number of issues you will mention, I'll be discussing only that. Because I would be assuming that you guys are interested in only those issues. Reservation. So, very cleverly he used this terminology because we want to discuss reservation. See, when we talk about social issues, it is with respect to the issues which is confronting society. No, your society, to be very precise. It has to be studied with respect to three dimensions: structure, the institutions, and the sections. When I talk about the structures, it has to be rural, urban. If I talk about the institutions, it has to be family, marriage, caste, religion, patriarchy. Now you will say patriarchy is an ideology. Why have I incorporated it in institution? Why is it so? Because in context of Indian society, patriarchy has been institutionalized. So when we are studying the social issues, it has to be read with respect to keeping patriarchy in your thought process. And finally, and the most important, is the sections, where we'll talk about women, we'll talk about child, we'll talk about youth, we'll talk about disables, we'll talk about old age, we'll talk about minorities. This is which comprise of the social issues. Now this is in general what do you mean by social issues. Now the next thing. Now since we are preparing for interview, we have to be very focused and we need to streamline our approach because you do not have all the time with yourself to prepare for social issues. Please understand, it's highly complex, dynamic and vague, but it is equally to attempt. Because एक opinion building तो सभी के पास है ना. You have prepared all through this while, you have appeared for prelims, mains, you've cleared your mains. So a basic thought process, basic opinion about every issue which is there in Indian society, you have a basic knowledge about it. So that won't be a problem. Fine. But now let us try to focus with respect to the questions which can be put across in the interview board. There can be two types of question with respect to social issue. One is the fact-based question, in which you have to prepare yourself with respect to the facts in context of the information which you have given in your DAF. That is, with respect to the district, with respect to the state, your schooling has been done, your employment, everything. For example, there are social issues which is confronting Indian society on a pan-Indian basis. But if I parochialize that issue with respect to your state, with respect to your city, with respect to your district, you should be aware of that. For example, if I pick up the issue on women, what is the specific issue of women which is confronting society of Kerala? Are you getting my point? You cannot talk about illiteracy of women in Kerala. Is that very clear? Similarly, when I talk about the issue of women with respect to Rajasthan or Haryana or UP, you have to be very specific. The board is not going to give you ample amount of time. So there has to be certain homework done from your end. Okay? Let us not have any kind of preconceived notions. Let us try to have this session as a very interactive session, because what I am trying to tell you is that it is all about brainstorming. The more you talk about the issue, the more you get the insights about the issue. So let us try to analyze with respect to women. To begin with, the first topic of discussion that we will be taking up today is women. When is the first day for the interview? Is there anything special about it? So just be prepared if the questions have been thrown at you with respect to women. Now if I talk about, there are two aspects when we are discussing the women issues. One, the women issue which is existing on a pan-Indian basis, and second, the women issue which is existing with respect to your respective states. So I would be taking up issue which is existing on a pan-Indian basis. All you need to do is that prepare your statistics well with respect to your states. Is that very clear? Now tell me, the kind of questions which can be asked is, first, what do you think is the most acute problem which is confronted by women in the present day context? Tell me.
Insecurity.
Patriarchy. Now, this is the first problem which you make. See, patriarchy is the reason behind women is witnessing or confronting different problems. Patriarchy itself is not a problem. Okay? Discrimination because of patriarchy. That can be a point. Gender-based discrimination. What else? Jaldi, jaldi, yaar. Insecurity. That is also one of the reasons. Safety. What? Somebody said something, right? No? What? Unemployment. Okay. What else? Crime against women. See. Somebody said about gender-based discrimination, right? Somebody said about unemployment. Somebody said about insecurity. What? Glass ceiling. Okay. What else? Crime, insecurity. Falling sex ratio is gender-based discrimination ka after impact. What else? Is this all? Education backwardness. Political lack of political representation. Lack of political representation. Feminization of agriculture. Unskilled, that is okay. See, one of the major problem which is confronting at present women is lack of participation in the workforce. See, problems बहुत होती हैं. आपको identify, prioritize करना है in the contemporary context क्या problem है. I'll give you an example. If today I say, the interview board asks you, what is the major problem confronting women? You cannot say child marriage, provided it has not been clearly specifically mentioned, Rajasthan, to be very specific. You cannot say that. One of the major problem currently is decline in the labor force participation of women. And why it becomes so significant? What is our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, talking about some 3 Ds? Demand, democracy, and demographic dividend. What is demographic dividend? If everybody is aware of it, then population bulge, which creates a situation for prosperity. Mind it, it is only a necessary situation for prosperity, but not the sufficient one. There is a caveat attached which talks about that you have to work on the quality of the workforce as well as absorption of the workforce. So when I talk about the quality of the workforce, it becomes very important to address the concerns of women as well. And one of the major reasons why am I talking about, there was a statement made by IMF chief. Who's the IMF chief? Christine Lagarde. Exactly. She very specifically mentioned about this, that if the participation of women equals to the participation of men in context of Indian society, it would lead to 27% increase in GDP, which is quite a significant amount. Whereas on the other hand, it was a report published by LiveMint which clearly specifically mentioned post 2004 and 5, there has been decline in labor force participation of women by 22.5%. Now can you tell me what is the reason? Somebody talked about feminization of agriculture. But I believe feminization of agriculture is increased participation of women in agriculture. But the statistics are saying that the participation of women in agriculture across the employment has declined. How would you justify that if I say feminization of agriculture?
Men are migrating to urban areas.
Okay.
They are not paid and they are actually taking the male work who are migrating to the urban areas.
See, feminization of agriculture, when it took place in context of Indian society, it was an unintended consequence. Unintended consequence of what? Agriculture stagnancy, distress migration, male specific migration. As a result, women was basically supplementing the income. But with the emergence of schemes like MG Narega, National Rural Livelihood Mission, and also because of lack of adequate employment opportunities in the cities, it led to the demigration of the male, and which led to defeminization of agriculture. So one of the reasons for decline in the labor force participation is defeminization of agriculture. Secondly, in the wake of globalization, with the emergence of more technology-based employment opportunities, because of patriarchy, lack of education, lack of skills, women are not able to compete in this market. As a result, it is leading to lack of their participation, decline in their participation, and also concentration in the lower rung jobs.
Now, when you said that Manrega led to defeminization of agriculture, why did that happen?
Why? See, one of the main reason, this is just one of the reason that why males were migrating. Males were migrating because agriculture was getting stagnant, there was lack of alternative opportunities, and also because of the seasonal nature of the agriculture industry, lack of irrigation facilities, they were migrating. But with the emergence of this alternative employment opportunities, it led to their demigration. So the purpose behind feminization of agriculture was not with the intention of women empowerment, it was only to supplement the income of the family in the wake of distress migration. So why am I telling you all these points? That you have to be very clear in your thought process what kind of questions have been asked. And third, one of the major reason for decline in the labor workforce participation is insecurity, safety, and violence against women. Now there can be different dimensions with respect to violence against women. Violence at the public place, violence at the workplace, dowry, domestic violence, all of this come under violence against women. Now can you tell me one of the basic reasons that there have been so many laws we are talking about, still we are not able to address? You all will say patriarchy. Mains में भी question आया था कि despite so much of legal legislations, the violence against women is on the rise. Give me the answer. Answer has to be patriarchy. Isn't that so? Guys, you need to understand. You're going to be an administrator. Giving these vague arguments ki patriarchy is the reason, and what can be done? Gender sensitization. Now tell me, is it practically possible that if you have to address any issue at present, you are giving me a solution in the form of gender sensitization? Is it an immediate measure? What is the guarantee that you will be able to sensitize the officials when you're not able to sensitize, I would not say yourself, but yes, your close ones? No, that's a fact. There are not many incidences of dowry death, and there was a very interesting case study in context of Andhra which says that if you are a civil servant, your rate is between 1 to 5 crores. So one of the solutions to do away with this menace of dowry death was set an example of adarsh marriage. I would expect you guys to do, in case you clear, go for adarsh marriage. But anyways, let's not delve into the personal aspect of it. But the fact is, we need to realize patriarchy अपनी जगह है. पेट्रियार्की एक आइडियोलॉजी है, लेकिन पेट्रियार्की इंडिया में प्रैक्टिस कैसे होती है ये जानना बहुत जरूरी है. क्योंकि कल को हम कहते थे कि विमेन के पास एजुकेशन नहीं है, एजुकेशन दे देते हैं, विमेन की सिचुएशन इंप्रूव हो जाएगी. केरला में तो यार पूरा लिटरेसी रेट है, तब भी विमेन की सबसे डिसमल सिचुएशन केरला के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में है. क्यों है? क्योंकि पेट्रियार्की एक आइडियोलॉजी है, लेकिन वो बहुत वेरी करती है विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू योर कास्ट, योर रिलीजन, योर कम्युनिटी, योर रीजन. द मैनर यू प्रैक्टिस योर पेट्रियार्की मेक्स इट एन इंस्टीट्यूशनल टर्म. Are you getting my point? The patriarchy as it is practiced in Brahmins, as it is practiced in Dalit, as it is practiced in tribals, as it is practiced in North India and South India are totally different. But there is one common thread, that is control over women's reproductive behavior and her sexuality. This is one common thread which runs across pan-Indian basis. So you need to realize that you will not give the answer patriarchy, but the structures of patriarchy. पेट्रियार्की एग्जिस्ट कैसे कर रहा है? हमने बोल दिया पेट्रियार्की है सोसाइटी में, मान लिया. आपने बोला, मैंने मान लिया. कुछ एग्जांपल्स दो जरा पेट्रियार्की के एग्जिस्ट करने के. ओके, जॉइंट फैमिली नॉर्म और decision making power is within the family. This is one of the major reason. Women empowerment का मतलब समझते हो? बहुत easily हम बात कर लेते हैं that women needs to be empowered. What do you understand by women empowerment? Economic, social, political. हो गया आंसर खत्म.
Basically, an economic empowerment is that rights to paternal property. In effect, it's not happening. So, if once economic empowerment is not coming, it's also affecting social empowerment. I mean, and
Okay.
decision making also gets hurt.
यार मुझे तो ऐसा लगता है कि सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है कि विमेन को अपनी सेल्फ वर्थ समझनी चाहिए, क्योंकि मोस्ट ऑफ द रीजंस दैट प्रॉब्लम्स आर एग्जिस्टिंग इज बिकॉज विमेन हैज एक्सेप्टेड इट. There was a study which was conducted where it was found that more than 90% of women very casually said that it is very okay to be beaten by the husband. It's part of our culture. How will you fight the menace of domestic violence if the victim in that act is very okay? It has acceptance of the culture. So I believe that women empowerment starts from that you should have that realization of self-worth. वैसे ये मेरा definition नहीं है, UN ने clearly mention किया हुआ है. According to UN, women empowerment has been defined as a sense of self-worth. You should have access to different opportunities and resources. You should be able to determine the choices. You should be able to control your life both within the family and outside the family. And finally, you should have the capability to influence the change in the society in order to establish a new order both nationally and internationally. घर जाके देख लेना UN की definition for women empowerment. important हो जाता है अगर 8th को दे रहे हो. नहीं भी दे रहे हो तो एक जनरल पर्सपेक्टिव होता है. कुछ लोग वो एक कॉलम नहीं होता जिसमें आपको अपने अचीवमेंट्स वगैरह लिखने होते हैं, तो वहाँ हम सोशल सर्विस वगैरह लिख देते हैं और विमेन से रिलेटेड कुछ लिख देते हैं. फिर कभी कभी कुछ ऐसा लिख देते हैं कि आई लाइक टू डू सोशल वर्क और समथिंग लाइक दैट. देन इफ यू हैव अ सोशियोलॉजी ऑप्शनल, इफ यू आर अ वुमेन, इफ यू बिलोंग टू हरियाणा, इफ यू बिलोंग टू राजस्थान. सो देयर आर फ्यू थिंग्स विच यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड.
Whenever you have a question in sociology, you support it with an argument.
एब्सोल्युटली. नहीं नहीं, आर्ग्यूमेंट इज सपोर्टेड बाय एन एग्जाम्पल. आगे बोलो.
When it comes
हाँ.
to the example,
Absolutely you can't.
So basically, how can you be sure of this thing that what argument you are presenting, it must be the reason behind that? Because it's very crude in nature. Suppose you are calling that defeminization of agriculture happening. If I'm saying something, if I'm presenting an argument for that, how do I ensure that this is in the right direction?
See, what is your source of argument? See, I'll give you an example. Whatever arguments, whatever opinion we give, it does not come from any random space. You must have read it somewhere. I cannot observe. There are two ways to get the source of information, either from the primary source or the secondary source. Primary source possible नहीं है. खुद जाके तो आप देखोगे नहीं कि defeminization हुआ है कि नहीं. Until and unless you belong to that area, there can be the another source, which is the secondary source, which is either through magazines, newspapers. That is your reference point. So in case you are making an argument and you've been cross-questioned, you can quote the source from where you have.
And ma'am, so this is what happened with one of my friends in the last year's interview. He was asked the exact statistics. How can you ensure that this is what has happened?
No, that is okay. If you've been asked any such question, very politely you can say, sir, I'm so sorry, I'm not able to recall the statistics right now. But as far as my knowledge is concerned, very politely you have to put forth your point that I am of the opinion that this is so has happened. See, it is just not possible to remember. That is what I'm saying. Social issues अपने आप में इतना वेग टॉपिक है. अब जैसा हम केरला की बात कर रहे हैं, उठा लेते सबरीमाला टेम्पल इशू, आ ही गया है, बात ही कर लेते. What is your take on that? Opinion building है यार.
They should be allowed.
Yes, they should be allowed.
It should be, अच्छा, women should be allowed. Fine. So is that a unanimous opinion which everybody has? How would you back your argument? Support your argument. Why do you think it should be, okay fine, you say it should be allowed. I say it should not be allowed. How can you intervene in the matter of religious affairs? When clearly we have mentioned in the constitution that we would allow the freedom of religion to be practiced, professed and propagated.
Ma'am, the constitutional provision says that it only focus on the core aspects of the religion and not on the fringes, that who should be allowed and who shouldn't be. And as the women have the constitutional safeguard, for that matter, anybody, men, women, everybody have the equal rights to move freely and be a part of public institution, and so that's how it is. And Article 15 says that there should be no discrimination on the basis of gender. So when it flows from the constitution, then who are we to discriminate?
Exactly, absolutely. So when you are answering, you have to give a balanced opinion where you specifically mention. And now, why do you think it is being practiced?
That's how, I mean, in social norms, and which has a
Can you
very
link it, if I say that it's the patriarchal construction of social practices which draws its legitimacy from religion? So when you say that the reason is patriarchy and a solution is gender sensitivity, that is a very vague answer. You have to say, because in context of Indian society, there is patriarchal construction of social practices that women during the menstrual age will not be allowed to enter the temple, and which is linked with their mythology and religious practices. That is, it is being bought by the entire society on grounds that it is matter of their religious ideologies, and which is not only accepted by man but also equally by the women in the society. So what is the second solution? That the patriarchal construction of social practices needs to be kept under check.
Ma'am, then again, as per what you said 10 minutes back, that will take ages or maybe
Nine.
years.
Yes, I'll just tell you now. How it begins. You should first of all highlight that what are the root cause of a problem. I have said that the root cause is patriarchy. But patriarchy has to be practiced through certain structures. One structure, as that person mentioned, it was joint family norm. Second structure, I said it's through the religious practices, which are often biased against women. The third, I can say, the concept of purity and pollution which is existing in caste system, where it is believed that the caste purity of higher strata can be preserved, to be a better word, through controlling the chastity and sexuality of the women. So it is often witnessed that as you move higher in the caste strata, the violence or the discrimination against women increases, because women then is associated with the prestige and honor of your family or your community at large. Now, this is how you have to highlight. Now I'll give you, these are the long-term measures which needs to be corrected. There are certain short-term measures. The short-term measures are like patriarchal construction of your knowledge. How is patriarchal construction of knowledge happening in context of Indian society? Have you referred your primary schooling ka books? Papa is going to office and mummy is taking care of household chores. This is the gender stereotyping which starts right from your family and from your basic schooling. It needs to undergo a change, which is not a long-term process. Then second, objectification and commodification of women in the media, which is not a very long-term process. It can be managed. Okay? Then you try to promote this ideology that women is not a liability. One of the crude practice of patriarchy is violence which is meted out to women, and the different form of violence which is meted out to women, one of the violence is child sex ratio क्यों कम है यार, फीमेल फीटिसाइड. और क्यों फीमेल फीटिसाइड होता है? क्योंकि वुमेन को हमेशा एक लाइबिलिटी माना जाता है. लाइबिलिटी इसलिए माना जाता है क्योंकि उसको डाउरी देनी होती है. डाउरी देना लोअर स्टैंडर्ड लोगों के लिए. तो अगर हम यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट करें मास वेडिंग्स हो, सिंपल वेडिंग्स हो, सेट अप एन एग्जाम्पल इन द फॉर्म ऑफ आदर्श वेडिंग्स, दिस विल एक्ट एज अ शॉर्ट टर्म मेजर्स. सो व्हेन यू हैव बीन आस्क्ड एनी इशू, see, there is lot to discuss. Let us try to streamline the discussion now. Whenever you are asked about any issue, you should be first of all aware of the issue. Secondly, what are the current constitutional statutory provisions available with respect to that issue? What are the root causes of that issue? What are the consequences of that issue? And most importantly, there has to be two set of measures. One, short-term immediate measures, and the other one is long-term measures. Suppose if I give you an example, there is one day on which child marriages quite often take place. What is that day? Akshaya Tritiya. Now if I give you a situation in the interview board, suppose that on the day of Akshaya Tritiya there is mass level child marriages happening. You've been placed as a district magistrate of that area. What will be your immediate plan of action? Tell me. यार यही पूछा जाएगा, वहां पे कोई तुमको नहीं पूछेगा कि स्टैट्स बता दो कि इस वक्त क्या चल रहा है.
He will deploy some person, government official to the villages, and he will watch this kind of activity.
If I tell you that under Child Marriage Restraint Act there is a special provision that if on the day of Akshaya Tritiya mass child marriages are happening, then district magistrate is being put with a special powers to act as a child marriage prohibition officer without any need to deploy any officer. He can immediately take any action. He has all the powers, even to use minimum power which is required to stop the solemnization of that marriage. अब पूछोगे कि ये क्यों बताया, तो पॉइंट ये है कि जब भी चाइल्ड मैरिज वगैरह एक ऐसे पासिंग रेफरेंस में पढ़ लेते हैं ना, इंटरव्यू के लिए जरूरी नहीं होता, तो फिर चाइल्ड मैरिज का एक्ट है, कुछ दिया हुआ है, लेकिन उसमें एक क्लॉज होता है, वो पढ़ना बहुत जरूरी है. एक थॉट प्रोसेस बिल्ड करो यार कि अगर आप डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट हो, इमीडिएटली आपके डिस्ट्रिक्ट में ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है, व्हाट हैज टू बी योर प्लान ऑफ एक्शन. एटलीस्ट यू शुड बी अवेयर ऑफ योर पावर्स. अगर बिल्कुल कर सकते हो, हाँ, दैट इज एब्सोल्युटली देयर, बिल्कुल. सो यू हैव टू इमीडिएटली टेल योर प्लान ऑफ एक्शन. सी, वहां पे आप ये नहीं बोलोगे कि करेंगे, जाएंगे, डिप्लॉय करेंगे, बात करेंगे, नेगोशिएशन करेंगे. अभी उसके लिए टाइम है, वहां शादी हो रही है बच्चों की, आप नेगोशिएट कब करोगे? एक बार तो इमीडिएटली रोकोगे ना, उसके बाद आप टेबल पे बैठोगे, नेगोशिएट करोगे. साम दाम दंड भेद कुछ होता है ना, ऐसा सुना है. तो एक प्रोसेस होता है. आपके इंटरव्यू बोर्ड में आपकी पर्सनालिटी को ऐसे ही असेस किया जाता है कि आप कितने क्लियर हो अपने थॉट प्रोसेस में विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दैट पर्टिकुलर इशू. You have to have the right kind of clarity कि this is how I'll approach my issue. एक stepping stone होता है ना, बच्चा पैदा होगा तब ना उसकी स्कूलिंग की बात करेंगे, बच्चा पैदा ही नहीं हो रहा पहले स्कूलिंग की बात कर रहे हैं. तो वैसे ही एक प्रोसेस होता है through which you have to go. There is a certain channel. That is immediate measure which needs to be taken, a certain short term measure which should be taken, and then the long term measures which is required. अब इसमें पूरी कहानी बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है, अगर एक एक पॉइंट भी दे दोगे तो एटलीस्ट समझ आ जाएगा that you have the basic clarity of the problem which is there. Is that clear? ठीक है? Now let us talk about the problems which are appearing. So we are already talked about. Do you have the basic awareness with respect to the problems which women is witnessing at the public place? What is one of the major problem? ठीक है, that are all the problems which is there public place. One of the major problem which is confronting right now is the insecurity with respect to the public transport system. We are all talking about urbanization, we are all talking about taking care of the traffic and the congestion, and one of the solutions given is making use of the public transport system. It is because of the insecurity in the public transport system that most of the time women are trying to go for either part-time jobs or they are refraining themselves for participating in the workforce. Is that very clear? So if you want to give some models of a suitable public transport system, has any state initiative something?
And Delhi Metro is a good example.
Yes, that is there. What else? And pink buses. There was a pink auto initiative also in Odisha. And there is a G auto initiative in Ahmedabad. You can go through it. What I'm trying to say is that कि at least आपके पास एक एग्जाम्पल, जैसे इन्होंने बोला कि अगर मैं कोई आर्ग्यूमेंट दे रहा हूं तो उसका जस्टिफिकेशन भी तो मुझे देना होगा, तो इस तरह से आप दे सकते हो. द सेकेंड इज द प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट्स एट द वर्क प्लेस फॉर विच यू हैव सेक्शुअल हैरेसमेंट बिल इन प्लेस, बट देयर इज सर्टन इश्यूज. नाउ कोई भी बिल आता है या कोई भी पॉलिसी आती है, सब कुछ है हमारे देश में विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू एवरी प्रॉब्लम, सो वी विल नॉट बी गेटिंग इनटू द डिटेल्स. Only tell me that why is it happening that none of the policies is giving the desired result?
Loopholes in the law.
Loopholes in the law. What else?
Ineffective implementation.
Ineffective implementation. What else?
Delayed justice.
Awareness, delayed justice. So what do you think can be the solution? Gender sensitization of the law enforcement agencies.
Transparency and accountability.
Transparency and accountability. What else? Immediate measures batao.
Fast tracking judicial.
Fast track court system. What else? Community policing, can that be a solution?
Yes.
Mohalla committees, can that be a solution? There was an example of something called Mukti Caravan. What is that? Mukti Caravan. It was started by Kailash Satyarthi in context of Bachpan Bachao Andolan. It is just an example that any such practices can also be replicated, where there were certain previous child laborers who made use of folk art and street theatre to spread awareness with respect to ill effects of child labor and non-educating the child. Similarly, such steps can also be taken with respect to the safety of women. If women is not safe, there will be skewed sex ratio, and if there will be skewed sex ratio, it will have major repercussions for the society. उनको उन्हीं की भाषा में बताओ कि पेट्रियार्की तो गई तेल लेने, अगर स्क्यूड सेक्स रेशियो ऐसे ही चलता रहा तो बहुत ही डिसएडवांटेज सिचुएशन में आ जाओगे, जहां पे वापस स्वयंवर प्रथा शुरू होने के चांसेस हो जाएंगे. वन ऑफ द आर्ग्यूमेंट पुट फोर्थ इन केस ऑफ reservation demands by जाट्स, क्या ये एक आर्ग्यूमेंट जो दिया गया है कि हमें रिजर्वेशन चाहिए, क्या है? कि आजकल स्क्यूड सेक्स रेशियो हो गया है, गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स में वर्क करते हैं तो मैरिज मार्केट में स्टेटस अच्छा रहता है, गवर्नमेंट जॉब नहीं है तो ऑन क्लॉज ऑफ सोशल सिक्योरिटी दे डू नॉट एंजॉय द स्टेटस इन द मैरिज मार्केट. सो सामने वाले को जो भाषा में समझ आए उसको समझाना चाहिए. इज दैट वेरी क्लियर? सो वी आर डन विद द इश्यूज विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द women, more or less. These are the broader issues which you need to take in mind. My prime concern was only to explain, do not give such vague arguments like patriarchy is the reason. That is the underlying reason for every problem which women is confronting. So you cannot just say patriarchy. It is better to say how patriarchy is practiced in society to give a better clarity of thought. And second, what are the measures which needs to be taken? Do not give random arguments. Identify short-term measure, immediate measure and long-term measures, and you can give maximum 1 point each. That would suffice. Now let us take up the next section, which is child. What do you think are the problems which are confronting child? Again, with respect to demographic dividend, the issues of child become very important. Because if the child is not being giving right kind of education, right kind of skill development, the possibility of living his or her life, then कोई point नहीं है कि आगे चल के वो productive asset की तरह act करेंगे. तो आपके लिए जितना women को इशू को डील करना इंपॉर्टेंट है, उतना ही चाइल्ड के इशू को भी डील करना इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंड वाई इट बिकम्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट? बिकॉज इंडिया इज द लार्जेस्ट हब फॉर चाइल्ड लेबर. नाउ कैन यू टेल मी द बेसिक रीजंस इफ द क्वेश्चन इज पुट अप. वैसे चाइल्ड लेबर इंडिया में सबसे ज्यादा कहाँ है? चलो ये काम करके ना ढूंढना घर जाके नेट पे कि चाइल्ड लेबर सबसे ज्यादा कहाँ है। गलती से आपके स्टेट में निकल गया तो फिर क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया जाएगा मेजर इश्यूज, फिर नहीं बता पाओगे तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा, ठीक है ना। तो पता कर लेना कि चाइल्ड लेबर आपके स्टेट में कितना चल रहा है। नाउ टेल मी द रीजंस। ठीक है, पॉवर्टी, आगे बोलो। Domestic help, that is one of the major reason. Emergence of new middle class, which is happening as an after effect of rapid urbanization, creating a demand of domestic help. It is, see, whenever we are talking about child labor, try to address it with respect to two perspectives. What are the push factors and what are the pull factors? Push factor you've already talked about, poverty है, unemployment है, ignorance है, social cultural constraints हैं जहाँ पे it is very acceptable part of your culture for a girl child to work. चाइल्ड लेबर का मतलब ये नहीं होता है कि आप सिर्फ बाहर जाके काम करोगे जिसके बदले में कुछ पैसा मिलेगा तो वो चाइल्ड लेबर है। द चाइल्ड लेबर इज डिफाइंड एज अ लेबर और एनी काइंड ऑफ वर्क बाय विच और विच हैम्पर्स योर कॉग्निटिव फिजिकल health. At the same time, it denies you the opportunity to enjoy your livelihood and realize your potential. So if women or a girl child is made to work in the household without giving her the access to education and skill training and whatever, मतलब the potential for growth, then that labor is also termed as child labor. तो ये बातों का ध्यान रखना कि child labor does not only means when you work in the प्रॉपर सेक्टर, घर पे भी बैठ के अगर काम कर रहे हो और पढ़ाई लिखाई नहीं कर रहे हो, अपना डेवलपमेंट नहीं कर रहे हो, तो उसको भी चाइल्ड लेबर ही कहते हैं। और एक सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट रीजन है कि जो स्टेट जुवेनाइल होम्स हैं उनकी कंडीशन बहुत ही डिलैपिडेटेड सिचुएशन में है। एज अ रिजल्ट जो ऑर्फन किड्स हैं उनको ऑफन छोड़ दिया जाता है टू फेंड फॉर देमसेल्व्स। एक क्लॉज आ रहा है, बैकवर्ड क्लास कमीशन ने अभी बोला है, अभी उस पर कुछ वर्क नहीं हुआ है, बट दे आर थिंकिंग ऑफ, ये पूरा प्रोसेस चल रहा है ना रिजर्वेशन को लेकर कि सोशल मैपिंग इज रिक्वायर्ड। सो वन ऑफ द क्राइटेरिया, ट्रांसजेंडर्स हैव बीन गिवन द ओबीसी कोटा एंड अनदर ग्रुप व्हिच इज बीन थॉट टू गिव द कोटा इज द ऑर्फन किड्स। एंड दिस वाज वन ऑफ द मेन रीजन फॉर द चाइल्ड लेबर, बिकॉज क्योंकि स्टेट जुवेनाइल होम या स्टेट होम टू टेक केयर ऑफ दीज ऑर्फन किड्स इज नॉट both in terms of quantity and quality up to the mark. ठीक है, so keeping in mind these few push and pull factors in head, we have come up with various kind of child labor policy. Which is the current, what is the current stand with respect to child labor right now? कुछ amendment approve किया है कैबिनेट ने, what is that amendment? एक जन बोल दो यार, हाँ बोलो।
Ma'am, completely banned employment for children below 14 years of age.
Okay, he says complete ban below the age of 14. Yes, there have been two exceptions to it. One, if you're working in the family enterprises, and second, if you're working in the audio visual entertainment industry, barring circus. And what is the second clause? 14 to 18 has also been addressed for the first time, where it is saying that they should not be working in the hazardous. So you should be aware of these current stands with respect to the child labor. And if the question has been asked, there has been a debate about that this clause of family enterprises and this entertainment industry, do you think will act as a loophole with respect to this? Yes, no, जो भी है अपना ओपिनियन बिल्ड कर लेना इस पर, ठीक है ना, because I know that somewhat you guys are already very sensitive enough with respect to the plight of women and kids that you will take care of it. Anyways, the second most grave situation confronting child is child abuse, the sexual abuse. Now, which is the act which is in place with respect to child sexual abuse?
Protection of child against sexual offense.
What are the current clauses which is there?
Is gender neutral?
Yeah, gender inclusive will be a better word. Acha, anyways, do you understand the concept of gender? Why am I saying that? If the question has been asked, what about your take? There was a committee, Malamut committee, सुना है? उसने कुछ बोला था सेक्शन 498 ऑफ आईपीसी के बारे में।
वो तो डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस एक्ट मिसयूज वो इशू था।
नहीं इशू तो था, लेकिन 498A के बारे में उसने एक बात बोली थी कि often it has been misused against men. So if gender as a concept is often considered as biased against women, it is equally biased against men, because gender is nothing but that is okay. See how gender plays its role. ये बताओ जल्दी जल्दी यार. चलो. Gender has a norms, masculinity and femininity. If you are expected out of a girl to behave in a certain manner, it is also expected out of a boy to behave in a certain manner. So unnecessary pressure is being created. One of the major reason for incidents of crime, social unrest, political unrest between or among youth is they are not able to meet the pressure of the society which is imposed on them because of gender stereotyping. It is a compulsion on men to work, whereas it is not a compulsion on women to work. So this depends upon you, how you are addressing these issues. Now second was child sexual abuse. The third is the juvenile delinquency. What do you mean by juvenile delinquency? Jaldi batao. In conflict with law. What is the age bar for juvenile delinquency? Now it is 18, earlier it was 16. That is Juvenile Justice Act 2000. Is there any bill recently, Juvenile Justice Bill 2014? Amendment? It is based on which aspect? वहाँ पे कुछ changes किए गए with respect to the 16-18? Are you guys aware of it? Yes, Juvenile Justice Bill is talking about with respect to trial of the crimes which is committed by the juveniles of the age 16 to 18, and it would be taken care by the Juvenile Justice Board, whether the crime has been conducted in capacity of a child or in capacity of an adult. However, keeping note with India being signatory to UN conventions for rights of child and as well as Beijing rule, there is a provision added that death penalty and life imprisonment without the possibility of parole will not be imposed on them even if they are tried as an adult. So just be aware of these developments. Now the third thing that we're going to take up today is disabled population. Is there something which has happened with respect to the disabled population? Accessible India campaign. What do you think is the basic problem with respect to disabled population?
The infrastructure.
The infrastructure. What else? Barrier free environment. What else?
They are discriminatory.
Discriminated तो हैं.
Financial dependence.
Fine. नहीं ठीक है. हम शुरुआत कर देते हैं. Requisite infrastructure, environment नहीं है, so that they can access to the resources. As a result, they remain discriminated, and since they do not have the access to the resource, the major problem they are confronting is poverty. And with everything clubbing together, the major issue is of social exclusion of disabled population. But one of the major reason is public perception for the disabled population, and because to correct this wrong negative connotation with respect to disabled population, Mr. Narendra Modi have suggested the use of Divyang. Now it is also a debatable issue that terming any group as Divyang, do you think it is justified? There was an issue that जब हरिजन बोला गया था, गांधी जी ने बोला था ये किसी के जन नहीं, ये हरि के जन है, तो इस पे अंबेडकर जी ने उसे कॉन्ट्रोडिक्ट किया था. Similar situation was created few days back when the issue of this concept of Divyang was being criticized, that you are not able to change the public perception. This is just a pseudo effort which is being made, because the basic reason behind this wrong public perception of disabled population is our karma theory. कर्मा थ्योरी, जहां पे ये बोला जाता है कि आप अगर डिफरेंटली एबल्ड हो तो इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द रेट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ योर पास्ट कर्मा. तो जब वो कर्मा थ्योरी को हिलाओगे नहीं तो दिव्यांग और विकलांग बोलने से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. अगर यहीं पर सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट मेजर है कि राइट इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ कर्मा थ्योरी विच सेज दैट एन इंडिविजुअल इज मॉरली रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर हिज एक्ट्स बट नॉट द फेट एंड फेथ इन फैटलिज्म, जो हम सब इसे इंटरप्रेट करते हैं कि इट इज नथिंग, एवरीथिंग इज destined to happen, it is our karma which will result into the whatever sufferings we are, instead of taking the moral responsibility of our act. So basically retribution of past karma, ये पूरा जो कर्म थ्योरी का illogic है, lack of scientific temper, it needs to be changed.
Ma'am, but here again it's debatable because
हाँ, absolutely.
there are different connotations for this karma theory.
Exactly. So one of one of the things saying that it is retribution of your past karma. What you have done, a person who has born with certain special abilities, you are not giving him the access to the resources, saying ये तो अपने पिछले जन्म के पाप है जो भोग रहा है, इसमें हम क्या करें? You have victimized, you have criminalized that person who is already suffering. As a result, he suffers from triple jeopardy. एक तो बेचारा डिसेबल है, दूसरा क्योंकि एक्सेस टू रिसोर्सेज नहीं है, पॉवर्टी है, और तीसरा सोशली ऑस्ट्रेसाइज्ड एंड स्टिग्मेटाइज्ड है.
It's a misuse of the karma theory. Quoting karma theory, people are misusing.
नहीं तो वही तो मैंने कहा कि राइट काइंड ऑफ इंटरप्रिटेशन इज नीडेड. मिस इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ कर्मा थ्योरी इज नॉट देयर. राइट इंटरप्रिटेशन इज कर्मा थ्योरी ओनली सेज इट इज यूबिक्यूटस, एटर्नल, एंड अ पर्सन इज मॉरली रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर हिज ओन डीड्स. प्रॉब्लम सिर्फ यही था कि एक्शन और कॉन्सिक्वेंस ऑफ एक्शन की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ले लो. हमने उसे पता नहीं क्या क्या बना डाला. सो द पॉइंट इज ये सारी कुछ चीजें हैं जो आपको थोड़ी क्लैरिटी होनी चाहिए. नाउ द नेक्स्ट थिंग दैट वी नीड टू टॉक अबाउट इज यूथ. व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज द करंट प्रॉब्लम फेस्ड बाय द यूथ? अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट. कितने सॉलिड उसमें बोला है. मैं तो बिल्कुल अग्री करती हूँ. एंड पता है वन ऑफ द रीजन फॉर अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट ऑफ यूथ इन कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ इंडिया इज ल्योर फॉर सिविल सर्विसेज. IIT IIM से करके निकलते हैं, फिर इस ल्योर के चक्कर में 5-6 साल, और फिर ऐसे अटेम्प्ट पे अटेम्प्ट बढ़ते जाते हैं, और फिर 6 साल भगवान नहीं करे, लेकिन कुछ सालों बाद फिर रियलाइज होता है कि फिर कहीं के नहीं रहे, तो फिर मतलब थोड़ा गड़बड़ हो जाता है. येस, वन ऑफ द रीजन कैन बी द ल्योर फॉर प्रेस्टिजियस सिविल सर्विसेज, एंड द मेन रीजन इज लैक ऑफ जॉब सिक्योरिटी इन द प्राइवेट सेक्टर. आज भी गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर को इन दिस era it is considered as so important because of lack of required kind of jobs in private sector and also lack of job security in the private sector. Very briefly youth पे दो चीजें डिस्कस करना बनता है. I would not be taking up Jat reservation and JNU topic per se, but the reason behind it can be discussed. यहाँ डिबेट हो जाएगी, बहुत दिक्कत हो जाएगी, तो कोई JNU आइडियोलॉजी रखेगा, कोई नहीं रखेगा, तो बहुत गड़बड़ बात है. वैसे भी कंट्रोवर्शियल इशू है, आपको अपनी ओपिनियन खुद बनानी है. बस ये है कि इसका बैकग्राउंड हम थोड़ा सा डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. ठीक है, जल्दी से बताओ कि रिजर्वेशन पॉलिसी, क्योंकि हम यूथ की बात कर रहे हैं, ये जो करंट डिबेट पूरी जाट की चल रही है, इट इज अबाउट व्हाट? क्यों डिमांड कर रहे हैं? वो तो पॉलिटिकली भी बहुत साउंड है ना, इकोनॉमिकली भी. हाँ बताओ.
And the major reason is that after mandalization of this, the Indian polity, actually the major political and bureaucratic setup have been, Jats were not represented as they wanted to. So they wanted to control that also, be a part of the controlling entity.
और कुछ बताओ. Land holdings, one of the major reason. What else?
Agriculture.
There are also some backward elements in the Jat, and at the same time, other people like Gujars and the others are having reservation.
Absolutely.
Agriculture jobs.
बिल्कुल. See, Jat community was basically the dominant caste as defined by the common parlance. They were the one who were agriculturally sound numerically, they had the strength, and moreover they commanded political clout also in context of Haryana. But over a period of time, because of agriculture stagnancy, because of growth of the family leading to fragmentation of land holdings, the lands have no more remained remunerative. One of the reason is this. सेकेंडली, ऐसा नहीं है कि उनका गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स में रिप्रेजेंटेशन नहीं है, बट गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स के भी लोअर रंग में उनका रिप्रेजेंटेशन ज्यादा है रादर देन इन हैविंग हायर रंग्स. एंड सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट एक रीजन आता है क्योंकि जो हरियाणा के जाट्स हैं उनको एक बहुत डिफाइनिंग फीचर है विच आई हैव ऑब्जर्व्ड दैट इन कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ लैंड होल्डिंग्स दे आर नॉट द वंस हु ओनली होल्ड द लैंड, दे ऑल्सो टिल द लैंड over a period of time. As a result, they could not take requisite opportunities of education which came their way. So today in context of private sector, they are not able to compete. With respect to software services, doctors, engineers, there are low representation of Jats. So now the only option they are left with is government jobs. As a result, they are demanding the reservation in government jobs. Do you think that the reservation in government job would help them to overcome their problem of unemployment? Why no?
Because it's paltry. I mean, the requirement vis-a-vis the government jobs are very asymmetric. Because the government jobs are not many.
हाँ, ये बोलो ना. हाँ.
रिजर्वेशन से भी पास करने के लिए पढ़ना पड़ता है.
ये थोड़ा इमोशनल आउटबर्स्ट था. पता है why am I talking to you guys like this? Because पता है there is no guarantee in interview board you've been tested on these issues that how emotionally you get carried away with respect to. So please act and behave and sound like a future administrator who is very specifically talking with respect to the facts कि भाई जाट थी dominant caste, उसके पास था political, social, economic status, but over the period of time the status has declined because of agriculture stagnancy, fragmentation of land holdings, lack of alternative opportunities, and at the same time the people which were belonging to the lower caste by making use of the affirmative action policies are faring well. I am not talking about that whether it is right or not, but this is the perception of jats. जैसे उन्होंने कहा कि रिजर्वेशन बेनिफिट उठाने के लिए भी पढ़ना पड़ता है, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि जिन्होंने बेनिफिट उठाए उन्होंने पढ़ाई नहीं करी है, बट दिस इज द परसेप्शन विच जाट्स होल्ड बेस्ड ऑन विच दे आर डिमांडिंग रिजर्वेशन. और एक इंपॉर्टेंट बात है, कल ही परसों मैं किसी से बात कर रही थी विद रिस्पेक्ट टू, उसने कुछ और ही क्लैरिटी चेक दिया था कि सच्चाई ये सब कुछ भी नहीं है. लेकिन देखो फैक्ट्स क्या होते हैं सबको पता होता है, लेकिन हमें वो फैक्ट्स नहीं प्रदर्शित करने वहां पर जो कि कंट्रोवर्शियल हो. हम वो फैक्ट्स की बात करेंगे जो कि ऑफिशियल साउंड करे, ठीक है ना. सो विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दिस, नाउ सेकंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट कंसर्न दैट द सोल्यूशन टू द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ जाट्स. क्यों मैं जाट्स मेंशन कर रही हूँ? क्योंकि ये बहुत कंटेजियस है. अगर जाट्स को रिजर्वेशन मिलेगा तो वो धीरे धीरे शुरू भी हो चुका है. मराठास, कापुस, राजपूत्स, यू नो, पट्टेदार्स, एवरीबडी इज नाउ डिमांडिंग. दिस इज वेरी कंटेजियस. एंड सेकेंड थिंग, द वे दे आर डिमांडिंग रिजर्वेशन इज क्वेश्चनेबल. ये तरीका नहीं है अपनी बात को असर्ट करने का. एंड एट द सेम टाइम कुछ एक स्टेटमेंट भी आया था कि देखो अन्ना हजारे को इतने दिनों तक भूखे बैठे, अभी तक लोकपाल नहीं मिला, हमें देखो 2-4 दिन में तोड़ फोड़ करी और गवर्नमेंट तैयार हो गई बिल को टेबल करने के लिए. I think they were quoted Bhagat Singh in this context that to make the deaf hear you have, है ना, he said something with respect to that bombing ना. So ऐसा स्टेटमेंट बोला गया था, बट एट द सेम टाइम वहीं पे गांधी जी ने उन्हें काउंटर करा था और कहा था कि आज अगर तुम्हारे इस मेथड से हमें आज़ादी मिल भी जाती है तो ये बहुत रॉन्ग प्रेसिडेंस सेट करेगा. दिस इज नो वे टू गेट योर डिमांड्स असर्टेड, ठीक है ना. तो ये गलत तरीका है. इट शुड बी कंडेम्ड इन एवरी विच पॉसिबल वे, कीपिंग नोट ऑफ द फैक्ट. अच्छा, एक इंपॉर्टेंट चीज यहाँ पे अगर केस स्टडी पूछी जाती है कि इस वक्त देखा गया था ना झज्जर में, रोहतक में कितना क्योस क्रिएट हो गया था, लॉट ऑफ वैंडलिज्म वाज हैपनिंग. इफ यू आर द आईपीएस ऑफिसर ऑफ दैट एरिया, हाउ वुड यू इमीडिएटली टैकल द सिचुएशन? बिल्कुल. व्हाट एल्स? डिप्लॉय फोर्सेस इमीडिएटली. ठीक है, हम लोगों ने डिप्लॉय कर दो फोर्सेस, खत्म करो. नहीं, बिल्कुल सही है. मुझे लग रहा था एक चीज और करी जा सकती है, इंटरनेट सर्विसेज को ब्लॉक कर दो. ये व्हाट्सएप ने बड़ा तबाही मचा रखी है. वो उल्टे सीधे मैसेजेस आते रहते हैं और वो फ्लेयर कर देते हैं सेंटिमेंट्स को. तो इमीडिएट इंटरनेट ब्लॉकिंग भी की जा सकती है ना, है ना. सो दिस कैन बी डन. सी, व्हेन यू हैव बीन आस्क्ड, देयर आर सर्टेन सीरीज ऑफ स्टेप्स व्हिच यू हैव टू टेक. इन इमीडिएट स्टेप जो आप लोगे, देन द लॉन्ग टर्म स्टेप कि भाई हम वायलेंस हम भी वैसे नहीं करेंगे. एन आई फॉर एन आई मेक द वर्ल्ड blind. What we need to table our thought process, we need to negotiate, and even if that not works, then let us leave to the central government and this judiciary to decide what needs to be done.
Instead of blocking WhatsApp
हाँ, हाँ.
and internet services, instead counter it through WhatsApp only, because they are creating wrong messages.
पता है क्या, मैंने एक बात नोटिस करी है, जो ये सेंटिमेंट्स भड़काने वाले होते हैं ना, ये लोगों को समझ भी जल्दी आते हैं और फैलते भी जल्दी हैं. और प्रवचन वाली बात है, अब मैं आपको एक बात बताती हूँ. अभी मैं जितने भी आपको यहाँ पे प्रवचन दे रही हूँ, ये आपको कम समझ आएगा. कल जब आप इंटरव्यू फेस करोगे और ऐसा कोई हादसा हो गया जिसके बारे में मैंने बात की है, तब आप लोग मुझे जरूर याद करोगे. सो इट हैपेंस कि मतलब खराब सिचुएशन जल्दी समझ भी आती है, जल्दी फैलती भी है. और जो थोड़ी प्रवचन वाली बातें होती है, टेक्स टाइम. हमारे पास इतना टाइम नहीं है. हाँ, बाद में हम व्हाट्सएप का यूज करेंगे लोगों को अवेयरनेस जनरेशन एंड जेंडर सेंसिटाइजेशन के लिए. हाँ जी.
When this thing was done, like blocking of the social media
हाँ.
in Gujarat, then the civil services organizations and many NGOs, they came against this step of the government. So how would we balance that? They talk all about the liberalism and democracy.
अरे यार छोड़ो यार, अब वो
Sir, in interview they may
नहीं
say
नहीं,
that
इंटरव्यू में क्या तुमसे पूछा जाएगा इमीडिएट स्टेप क्या लोगे, अब उस वक्त तुम ये थोड़ी ना देखोगे कि कौन इस एंटिसिपेशन में कि कौन उस बात को क्वेश्चन करेगा, मैं एक्शन थोड़ी ना लूंगी, बाद में जवाबदेही होती रहेगी, उस वक्त सिचुएशन को कंट्रोल करना ज्यादा जरूरी है। हाँ लेकिन और ये भी है कि कुछ वायलेंट एक्शन होता तो समझ आता कि वो क्वेश्चनेबल है। ब्लॉकिंग ऑफ इंटरनेट जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ व्हाट्सएप में मैसेजेस ना जाए, इट इज नॉट दैट मेजर, बट इट कैन बी वेरी इफेक्टिव।
I also agree with the viewpoint, but maybe they can say such things like businesses may get affected. So how
बिजनेस तो वैसे ही इफेक्ट हो रहा है, क्या फायदा बिजनेस करने का, दुकान जला दी, इतने सालों की कमाई।
Supreme Court has given a judgment on this.
What?
That if the state government can put a ban on.
एब्सोल्युटली, हाँ हाँ हाँ, दैट इज देयर,
Completely different from this.
बिल्कुल,
Even if the demands are met,
हाँ
they are provided a kind of reservation
हाँ हाँ,
into the central list of OBC.
ठीक है ठीक है,
But it was quashed by the Supreme Court recently. Right?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, हाँ
What's the point of? I mean, overall story sums up to this thing that Supreme Court should agree to it.
वो तब तक कोशिश करते रहेंगे जब तक सुप्रीम कोर्ट अग्री नहीं करेगा। पॉइंट ये है कि मोस्ट प्रोबेबली सब एक सारी बात की एक बात 50% से ऊपर नहीं जा सकता, अगर दे दिया तो चला जाएगा। नाउ इट इज टू फॉर हायर जुडिशरी टू डिसाइड दैट हाउ दे हैव टू रिएक्ट टू दिस सिचुएशन ऑफ वैंडलिज्म। आपको क्या लगता है कि उन्होंने ये वायलेंस को क्यों रिजॉर्ट किया है? बिकॉज दे वॉन्ट एवरी ऑर्गन ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट टू हियर देयर प्ली। आप समझ रहे हो, देयर आर अदर वेज ऑल्सो टू असर्ट योर सेल्फ, दिस इज द मोस्ट स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट एंड द एक्सट्रीमिस्ट वे टू मेक योर सेल्फ हर्ड। द प्रॉब्लम तो यही है कि ऑलरेडी क्वैश हो चुका है डिसीजन, बट नाउ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग विच कम्स इज अल्टीमेटली रिजर्वेशन पॉलिसी होनी चाहिए नहीं होनी चाहिए उसको छोड़ो। पॉइंट है कि आज के टाइम पे जहां हमारी रूलिंग पार्टी मिनिमम गवर्नमेंट मोटो की बात कर रही है, जहां वो प्राइवेटाइजेशन, स्किल इंडिया, मेक इन इंडिया की बात कर रही है, वहां रिजर्वेशन के पीछे क्यों भाग रहे हो? उन्हें समझाने की जरूरत है इस बात को कि इवन इफ यू गेट दी रिजर्वेशन व्हाट्स द पॉइंट। जो 1300 की सीटें हैं, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं, नोटिफिकेशन आने दो, कितनी घटेंगी अभी पता चलेगा। तो पॉइंट तो यही है कि सीट्स घटती जा रही है, तुम रिजर्वेशन मांगते जा रहे हो, फाइट क्या है? कट ऑफ बढ़ता जाएगा और क्या होगा? सो द पॉइंट इज अल्टीमेट सोल्यूशन फॉर एनी प्रॉब्लम ऑफ एनी कम्युनिटी इज नॉट रिजर्वेशन, एटलीस्ट इन टुडेज टाइम। What you need to focus more on your education, your vocational training, your skill development and opportunities to get credit facilities so that you can come up with your own enterprises. This is the need of the hour. ठीक है। सेकेंड थिंग जो मेरा मेन कंसर्न है, हम बार बार एक बात कहते हैं कि आज का यूथ की वैल्यू सिस्टम डिग्रेड हो रही है। ये हम कहते हैं radicalization of youth is happening. Now, has anybody even bothered to thought about that why radicalization of youth is happening? आज हमने कितनी चीजें कही, हर जगह ये छोटे छोटे इंसिडेंसेस हो रहे हैं। कोई जॉब रिजर्वेशन को लेकर कर रहा है, कोई आइडियोलॉजी को लेकर कर रहा है, बट द मेन मुद्दा जो है वो ये है कि टुडे वी आर बिकमिंग इनटॉलरेंट टू डिसेंट। That is one aspect. And second is what is leading to radicalization of youth. Now tell me this. What are the basic reasons that why the radicalization of youth is taking place? Unemployment.
Ma'am, stiff competition for resources, and then hysteria is also gets created due to media.
So there is need to channelize.
Absolutely, that is one point. Absolutely, that is one point. ठीक है। एक देखो, ये सब आपके जो पॉइंट्स हैं वो अपनी जगह क्लियर है कि ठीक है, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट होने की वजह से यूथ अपनी एनर्जी को राइट डायरेक्शन में चैनलाइज नहीं कर पा रहा है, सो दैट इज लीडिंग टू लॉट ऑफ सोशल अनरेस्ट इन द सोसाइटी। दैट इज वन एस्पेक्ट, आई टोटली अग्री। बट कोई इस बात को सोच रहा है कि बिकॉज ऑफ सर्टन डेवलपमेंट्स विच इज हैपेंड इन द वेक ऑफ ग्लोबलाइजेशन, अर्बनाइजेशन, एक चीज हो रही है, वो हो रहा है ब्रेक डाउन ऑफ जॉइंट फैमिली, दूसरा वल्गराइजेशन ऑफ द वैल्यू सिस्टम, एंड तीसरा द कंट्रोल, द मैकेनिज्म ऑफ सोशल कंट्रोल इज गेटिंग वीकेंड। पहले टाइम पे क्या होता था, जो आपकी फैमिली होती थी वो सोर्स ऑफ नॉलेज एंड वैल्यू सिस्टम होती थी। डू यू अग्री टू दैट? आपकी जो फैमिली होती थी वो सोशल कंट्रोल का मैकेनिज्म की तरह सर्व करती थी। बट आज के टाइम पे क्या हो रहा है, यू आर मोर गवर्न्ड बाय द पीयर ग्रुप। You do not have any instruments of social control, so it becomes easier for you to deviate from the path. और एक बात कही गई है हमेशा से कि ब्रोकन विंडो थ्योरी है एक क्रिमिनोलॉजी की, जो कहता है कि जो छोटे छोटे एक्ट्स हैं डिवियंस के, अगर उन्हें सही समय पे कंट्रोल नहीं करते हो तो वो बाद में जाकर हीनियस क्राइम बन जाता है. तो यहाँ पे क्या है, इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ द इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स टू इंश्योर सोशल कंट्रोल, द यूथ इज performing deviant acts, and at the time of that small acts they have not been controlled. As a result, it is resulting into heinous crimes. That is also one of the reasons. And दूसरा ये है कि एक certain orthodox section of society है जो आज की नई ideologies के साथ तवज्जो नहीं रखता. तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि you do not have the right to dissent. डेमोक्रेटिक सोसाइटी है ना हमारी. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट पॉलिटी, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट डेमोक्रेटिक सोसाइटी. यू हैव द राइट टू असर्ट योर सेल्फ, you have the right to express yourself. At the same time, if something goes against the established norms, it should not be considered as intolerant or sedition or anti-nationalism. तो या थोड़ा बहुत देख लेना ये नेशनलिज्म वगैरह पे क्या बोलोगे, बट एक बहुत बैलेंस्ड अप्रोच के साथ चलना कि देखो यार थोड़ा तो आइडियोलॉजीज में चेंजेस आए हैं और थोड़ा सर्कमस्टांसेस में चेंजेस आए हैं. हमारा कल्चर इज देयर, लेकिन कल्चर को भी ना जिस तरह आपका सोसाइटी और स्ट्रक्चर चेंज करता है ना, वैसे ही ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम आपके कल्चर को भी इवॉल्व करने की ज़रूरत है. इंडिया के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में यही नहीं हो पाया, हमारा कल्चर इवॉल्व नहीं हो रहा है उस पेस पे जिस पेस पे सोसाइटी चेंज हो रही है. एज अ रिजल्ट क्लैश होना बहुत लाजमी है. ये सिचुएशन आएगी, लेकिन इस सिचुएशन को आप कैसे हैंडल करते हो, इट इज द नीड ऑफ द आवर एंड इट विल डिटरमिन योर फ्यूचर डिस्कोर्स. डू यू अग्री टू दिस और नॉट? So keeping these things in mind, please prepare yourself with respect to these topics. So we are done for today's thing when we have talked about all the, they say, one thing that is the caste system. With respect to caste system, mostly it is about reservation policy. That is it. उस पे थोड़ा एक balanced opinion रखना कि yes, reservation की वजह से उन्हें social representation मिला है, political empowerment मिला है, that is there. But उसके after effects भी बहुत ज़्यादा हो गए हैं कि जिस ज़माने में एक caste system से stigma attach किया गया था, जहाँ एक टाइम पे बोला गया था कि caste system को annihilate कर देना चाहिए, आज वहीं पे secularization of caste system की बात कर रहे हैं, rightward shift of Dalit politics की बात कर रहे हैं. So ये कुछ टर्म्स समझ आ रहे हैं? हाँ, समझ आ रहे हैं ना, राइटवर्ड शिफ्ट ऑफ दलित पॉलिटिक्स या फिर सेक्युलराइजेशन ऑफ कास्ट.
मैम इस पे थोड़ी लाइट थ्रो करिए.
बेसिकली प्रॉब्लम ये है ये दलित कम्युनिटी, ठीक है, ये वो लोग हैं ऊपर के जिन्होंने रिजर्वेशन का बेनिफिट उठा लिया. ये वो लोग हैं बाकी के जो रिजर्वेशन का बेनिफिट नहीं उठा पाए और आज भी वो बहुत ज़्यादा डिप्राइव्ड है. ये जो है ऊपर, ये चाहेंगे कि कास्ट सिस्टम एनिलेट हो जाए? नहीं चाहेंगे, क्योंकि अभी तक बेनिफिट उठा रहे हैं और आगे भी उस बेनिफिट को पास ऑन कर रहे हैं. क्या ये चाहेंगे कि कास्ट सिस्टम एनिलेट हो जाए? यस. यहां पे दो व्यूज हैं. एक यस, क्योंकि उन्हें लग रहा है कि इस बेनिफिट रिजर्वेशन या रिजर्वेशन नहीं तो affirmative action या protective discrimination, positive discrimination, but anyways they believe that since we are not able to reap the benefits for so long, और आगे भी नहीं होगा, क्योंकि आप ये सोचो जहां वो एक पहले एक कम्युनिटी थी, आज उस कम्युनिटी में भी फैक्शनलिज्म आ गया है. तो यहाँ पे उन्हें ये होप है कि क्या कास्ट सिस्टम को एनिलेट कर देना चाहिए एंड दे शुड ट्राई टू मूव विद द नॉर्मल हिंदू सिस्टम. That is secularization of caste is happening. That now they are not trying to assert their identity, because no point of asserting their identity. They are yet not getting any kind of benefits. So they believe कि at least economic political power नहीं मिल रहा तो social acceptance तो मिल जाए. और वो social acceptance कैसे मिलेगी? By emulating the culture of the higher caste people. मैंने बताया ना, कास्ट सिस्टम में प्योरिटी पोल्यूशन चलता है. कुछ एक मेजर्स होते हैं, एल्कोहलिज्म है, ये आपका बीफ ईटिंग है, ये सारे कुछ कल्चर के एस्पेक्ट हैं जिनको बहुत पोल्यूटिंग माना जाता था. तो ये बिलीफ है कि अगर मैं नॉन एल्कोहलिज्म पे या नॉन वेजिटेरियनिज्म छोड़ दूंगा तो दैट पर्सन विल ट्राई टू एम्यूलेट द practices of the higher caste and he will be or she will be sanskritized. That is one opinion. Second opinion कहती है कि एक ही तो चीज़ है जो पूरी जिंदगी कमाई है, वो है आइडेंटिटी. of being a Dalit. And with this hope कि शायद कभी कोई social mapping overhauling होगा जहां पर de-reservation चलेगा कि जो लोग already benefits उठा चुके हैं they will be de-reserved from the category. So what do you think is the solution for this? Social mapping, post-social mapping, what needs to be done? De-reservation. New yardsticks should be emerged which would actually declare the criteria to avail the reservation benefits, and creamy layer in SC/STs. Very
What kind of yardsticks?
yardsticks यही कि हाँ, now the point यही में आ रही थी. What kind of yardstick should be emerged?
income occupation.
कुछ सोशो इकोनॉमिक कास्ट सेंसस आया है, उसमें कुछ इंडिकेटर्स हैं, वही यादस्टिक रख लो, कुछ तो रखो ढंग का. सो द पॉइंट, हाँ जी,
मैम वो तो यादस्टिक है बट दैट्स आल्सो डिबेटेबल.
वो तो अब वो तो है ही पॉइंट कि दैट इज इक्वली डिबेटेबल कि उसको अकाउंटेबल कैसे करोगे, कैलकुलेट कैसे करोगे. बट द पॉइंट इज उसमें जो यादस्टिक्स मेंशन्ड हैं एटलीस्ट दे कैन बी टेकन एज अ फ्रेम ऑफ रेफरेंस. एंड रिसेंटली जो ट्रांसजेंडर्स की बात करी है उन्हें इनकॉर्पोरेट करने की, या फिर जो ऑर्फन्स की बात कर रहे हैं, जो वुमेन को रिजर्वेशन देने की डिमांड कर रहे हैं बिकॉज दे आर द वन, क्योंकि जेंडर बेस्ड डिस्क्रिमिनेशन तो कास्ट से भी पहले से है यार. हम कास्ट क्लास बेस्ड, हम इकोनॉमिक बैकवर्डनेस की बात कर रहे हैं, हम कास्ट बैकवर्डनेस की बात कर रहे हैं, जेंडर बैकवर्डनेस कहाँ गई? यहाँ इसमें मेरी बायस्ड ओपिनियन मत समझना, लेकिन एक जनरल बात है, मेरी तो उम्र निकल गई रिजर्वेशन बेनिफिट्स उठाने की, बट एक जनरल बात बता रही हूँ कि जेंडर बेस्ड डिमांड भी की जा सकती है. बट लेट्स सी, सुप्रीम कोर्ट विल कम विद इट्स वर्डिक्ट, वो क्या स्टैंड लेता है.
Caste within caste, like Mehra panel, it has
हाँ, हाँ.
they recommended it. So can we say this as a
बिल्कुल. And one more thing, in there I think there will be one more session where I'll be taking up the issues with respect to health and education, क्योंकि वो बहुत important है in order to understand the nuances of the society at large. ठीक है? Wish you all the very best.